Hello, welcome back to the
Hi.
Zero Strategy Podcast. Episode 24, because I checked the
Is it?
numbers. It's 24? Look at us go, right? 24 whole episodes. I am joined today by my co-host, The Cyber Project.
No.
And we have a very special guest who I'm sure you know, Mr. CK.
You know the voice. Hello.
Yeah.
You'll know the sass, more like it.
The sass, exactly. So, just to give us a quick rundown, we did have Grog here as well, but his power went out literally 5 minutes before the show started. So we may or may not see Grog if his power comes back on. We may see him, but we wanted to do the show. I know we missed last week with various different scheduling issues, so we wanted to get on and do a show this week anyway. Lots of things to discuss. First of all, I will say, if you're watching in the live stream and you have questions for us, it can be related to any of the topics that we're going to discuss, or if you've got questions about content creation, about streaming, making videos, or anything related, please let us know, and we'd be happy to talk about it. Make sure to @ one of us in chat so we can see it. We always start off by just giving a brief rundown what's been going on the last week. So, Cyber, what have you been up to?
How many weeks has it been since I've been on this? 3?
Something like that. Something like that, yeah.
So, a lot of people know that I went to Barcelona, and it was fantastic. Like, it's a shitty time that we're in, but that has to be. If it's not the best, it's very close second to one of the best holidays I have ever had. It was weird having a face mask on when it was like 36 degrees.
Yeah.
It was absolutely amazing. I got sunburnt so bad. I am ginger as fuck. And no matter how much sunscreen I put on, I've got a patch on my back that's still peeling. Even, just don't go out in the sun if you're ginger. It fucking sucks.
Yeah, dude, I can't avoid it. I've been getting sunburnt as well, man. It's horrible. In Scotland, of all
factor
places.
50, just like literally scooping it up and being like that didn't do shit. But it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. I spent the morning of I think it was the last day. I had a scotch in one hand, I had a cigar in the other, and I was like up to my shoulders in the beach when it was 36 degrees. I was living the fucking life. I didn't want to come home.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
was
fun.
like, I'm just gonna forget that my job even exists. We're staying here.
I'm jealous, man. I'm jealous.
It was good food, good company, and good weather. It was just amazing.
It's good to have
Absolutely
you back.
amazing.
How was like flying and stuff? I imagine with
Piece
the
of
current
piss.
situation.
So the seems to be, in my experience anyway, nothing out of the ordinary apart from wearing a mask. That was it.
Really?
I didn't
Everything
get my
else is the same?
temperature taken once. They didn't ask me where I was going. I had a little QR code that I needed to scan once. That was it.
Interesting.
I could have had a huge, high temperature. I could have had all the symptoms. Just let me in the country on both sides.
It feels very much like it's just down to each person to just look after themselves, almost. You know?
It is, but that's why, I'm not gonna get into politics.
I mean,
and
I
all
don't mean
shit.
that that's how it should be. I just mean that seems to be how it's being handled a lot. Like, hey, if
It
you have
is.
symptoms, don't come here. Like,
Exactly.
yeah. Interesting.
And it was crazy because obviously you have to wear your mask as soon as you set foot in. You have to wear your mask. I was getting my passport checked and all that kind of stuff with my mask on. Didn't even ask me to take my mask off.
Yeah, that's interesting as well.
Was there no really any differences in like checking in and stuff?
Not a thing. One of the funny things is though, if you don't check in before you get to the airport, you know how you can do it online.
Uh-huh.
It's
Yeah.
£165 fine if you don't check in beforehand because you have to fill in a little questionnaire. So, like me, I turn up and just check in while I'm there because I like get my boarding pass printed out for free and just saunter through. But nope, I did it this time because I thought ahead. But there was people there. There was a couple, £165 each. Boom, done.
Crazy. Well, we're glad to
Absolutely
have you
mental.
back anyway.
Glad to be back.
What have you been up to since getting back?
Playing Tarkov, and I'm getting better. I didn't shit my pants while I was streaming. It's a very scary game.
I jumped
And-
in and I saw you get a fright. I
Oh.
literally opened the stream for like 2 minutes and then you were like, what happened? I'm dead.
Some of the bullshit that happens on that game, it's just ridiculous. Like I was playing earlier today and I got killed by a hacker on the opposite side of the map, and I was just like, and if people don't know, if you get shot, you just it's black screen, you're down, and you're like,
No
what
kill
happened?
cams.
And if you're with people, so you can be with 5 people at max, including yourself. So like you go down, boom, don't even hear the shot. Everyone's like, what the fuck happened? And it's just complete anarchy. It's hilarious. I've only team killed once as well, but it was his fault. He took his helmet off. I didn't recognize him, and he got shot. I'm not taking any chances.
I've got a few mates that play Tarkov. I've got one who really loves it, and funny enough, he just moved to Twitch. He was on Mixer as well.
Mhm.
Ah, okay.
And he streams it a lot. So
What's his name?
Statics.
I know him. No, I don't really.
Cyber knows everyone.
He's American. I can't remember which state he's from, like Ohio or something like that, I think.
Yeah.
It's a good game to get invested in. I would say you've got different levels of stress when you're playing games, but this one's like
Oh, have you played
way
Fall
off in the
Guys?
distance.
Have you played Fall Guys? You want to talk about stress?
The thing is, Fall Guys is like fun, but
That's
this
not
game,
fun. That is a competitive game. All right, there's no time
You-
for
you
fun in Fall Guys.
I've seen like Tim the Tatman and Nick Merckx play it and all that, and I have a feeling that's your type of game, like just grabbing a hold of people.
Oh, it makes me furious. It makes me furious. Did
The
you see the
video-
actual Fall Guys Twitter account was just roasting Tim all day yesterday? They just
Right.
kept roasting him constantly. It was great. Anyway, CK, obviously joining us on the podcast. Tell us just a little brief intro about yourself. Obviously, a lot of people know you from various chats, and I know you do stream from time to time as well. Yeah, like who are you on Twitch?
Well, I first started streaming. Actually, it was a mate was streaming when I was big into Destiny. He was my clan leader actually at the time, and I helped him use graphics and stuff for his stream. And then I decided, you know what, I want to try streaming myself. But then when I found you, and I joined PS, I'll just say PS, I don't know.
Yeah.
With my health problems, it kind of stops me from being consistent and streaming as much as I want to.
Mhm.
And when I joined that and I was like helping other people, I found that I enjoyed helping people with their streams just as much as I enjoyed streaming. So I spend most of my time like trying to help other people because it is a struggle for me. But I do love streaming. I do want to be more consistent with it. I'm hoping to get consistent with it.
Yeah.
And as Wolfie says, I'm not getting any younger, so it's a young man's game.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, I
Don't
see
say
you around
that.
a
I'm
bunch.
gonna have to fucking leave. if
I'm
it's
the youngest
if it's
one
a young
here.
man's game.
Look at me.
I just had my birthday as well.
I'm the baby of the group right now.
I feel like what, 35?
45.
Who?
You
Condi?
could tell by the crow's feet.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, that superficial way where like you like hit a certain age and you're like, oh, it doesn't feel much older, you know, it's just another day. When I hit 31, I don't know what it was, but it was like a switch in my brain where it was like, you're an old bastard now. You have to stop streaming and fucking get a real job. And I was like, maybe my brain's right.
I know the feeling.
It
now.
sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you see all these like new Twitch streamers like blowing up in the like 16, 17, and I'm like, shit, I wasn't even around when we were like 16 and 17. Well, like
True.
Halo came out. The original Halo, the only way that you could play that with your friends was literally taking like a cable between 2 TVs that could literally kill a fucking T-Rex if you threw it at it.
Yes. So we're the Just Old Scottish Men podcast today. Complaining. Shouting at the old man shouts at cloud. Yeah.
Get off my lawn.
Oh,
How
man.
old are you, Si?
31. Turned 31 like last week.
Oh, yeah. Happy belated birthday.
Thank
Oh,
you.
young. Happy birthday, late. But
That's why I went to Barcelona. It was meant to be like an amazing time, and then the UK government was like, you're gonna have to quarantine for 2 weeks when you come back. And I was like, bitch, what the fuck?
Sounds like a deal to me. 2 weeks just
Yeah,
stream.
that you come back and it's like I can't go to work for 2 weeks. Sorry,
I work
lads.
from home.
I suppose.
Sucks.
Yeah. True.
My
true.
boss was like, can you come in the office? And I was like, no, you know I can't. He was like, ah, yeah, okay, okay, never mind. I was like, save myself a job.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, yeah, so we got a lot to talk about. Again, we missed last week's episode. So I want to just kind of cover some of the news, things that's been happening in the community, because there's been a lot of crazy stuff
Shit's
going on.
wild.
A lot of crazy stuff. Yeah, again, I just want to reiterate, if you are watching this on Twitch live and you have questions, please don't hold back. We need the content. I'm running out of ideas, all right? I need the help. So obviously we covered a little while ago with the various platform shifts, Mixer closing down, people coming back to Twitch, and it's all kind of been up in the air. But we have had some developments since last time. So to start us off, I guess we'll run through it in kind of chronological order, and then we can go back and discuss. So I believe the first thing that really happened was Ninja streamed on YouTube, if I'm not wrong.
Yep.
Pulled in something like 300k, maybe more. That's what I remember seeing. And then he went, disappeared for a few days. And then he actually streamed on Twitch, which I don't think a ton of people knew that much about. Again, big viewership as you would expect coming back to Twitch. But as far as I know, he's only done that one stream on Twitch, so maybe it seems like he's testing the waters a little bit. This week we saw the return of Shroud, which is interesting. A lot of people were theorizing because he was posting these gifs on Twitter. A lot of people were suggesting, maybe he's going back to being a pro player. Maybe he's starting his own organization. Because we know he has that Mixer money. He could have just been investing, building up his own company or something. I know you said, Cyber, that you didn't think that was the case, and you were right. I was on a podcast. I was on another podcast last week where we spent a good hour talking about the possibility of Shroud going back to being pro, and then literally as soon as that podcast ended, he announced that he was back on Twitch. So
the way that it happened was you were on that podcast, you then came off that podcast, we were then having a chat, and I was like, that's not gonna happen because of X, Y, and Z. And then we had like a good discussion about it, and then Shroud posted, by the way, I'm coming back to Twitch, and you were like, I just spent a fucking hour doing this.
Yeah, it's the worst. It was just such bad timing. But he had a huge return. I think I saw him. He was definitely over 500k at one point, which is insane.
500. Let's have a look.
500,000 people at one point, concurrent viewers watching Shroud. And you could tell he was not expecting it. He was kind of just
16,000.
There you go. Which is,
I was watching the stream, and he was laughing and giggling about the whole Spotify thing. But when he was saying it, he was like, it was suspect what he was saying. He's like, Spotify's for audio on it, and he's like giggling. And I thought, is he saying that a wee bit suspect?
Is there something behind there? Yeah.
I was thinking that, but again, I don't know.
I watch a lot of, or listen to a lot of podcasts on Spotify, and they have added video now. So it's like if I'm watching a podcast, particularly like if it's a new episode, a lot of the time there's full video on Spotify as well. So it's just like another YouTube, essentially.
Well, they've already stated that they're wanting to do a gaming side, and they also, I think, part of the deal with Joe Rogan's for video podcasts anyway.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be moving everything from his YouTube onto Spotify.
Yep.
Can you imagine watching gaming content on Spotify, though?
Well, would they be able to listen to licensed music? Because it's all on this platform. Well, I guess they're broadcasting, so there might be some deal to be worked out there. It could be interesting.
That could be interesting, actually. Because you're not allowed to use Spotify as commercial use. You couldn't really classify. Fuck no.
But as if it's
That's
on their own platform.
They're paying a license, though.
That's a whole different rabbit hole.
Yeah.
That's just,
I shouldn't have said anything.
My brain's not going to be the same.
It would be good to see. But yeah, I'm obviously very triumphant return to Twitch from Shroud. Again, he, as we talked about, him and Ninja pulled off the greatest heist in history there with the just securing the bag from Mixer and then just having a little holiday. I mean, it's pretty obvious that the time gone from Twitch doesn't seem so far to have had any major impact on Shroud's popularity or relevance. So,
should we talk about the most important part? Is Shroud's return?
Go for it. The goatee.
That thing on his
The
chin.
goatee. He was getting flamed.
I
hard
like
by
it. I think he
everyone.
looks distinguished.
I dig it. I dig
It's
it.
just because you're no used to seeing him with it. It's weird. It's hard to adjust to because it's like the same as Eminem. When you first seen him with the beard, you're like, "What the hell is that?" But then you get used to it over time. But it does look weird.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw a lot of people talking. They looked like Adam Sandler in that Uncut Gems movie.
Oh yeah, the doc posted the picture on Twitter. I was killing myself when I seen that.
Yeah, very very good. So there was the Shroud return. Now, as far as we know, there's been no exclusivity deals signed, neither by Ninja or Shroud.
Shroud signed the deal.
Did he sign a deal? Is that confirmed? I just thought he was back
he-
streaming.
I seen him say on stream that he's done a deal with Twitch.
Ah, interesting.
I'm positive I
He's-
heard him saying that on stream.
He's back as being a partner, so we can only speculate that he's
And he
signed
was-
some sort of deal.
It was partner immediately, whereas Ninja was celebrating hitting
Ninja hit affiliate. Yeah, round of applause in the chat for
But
Ninja hitting
you
affiliate.
kind of knew that would happen though, because he kind of left on bad terms, whereas Shroud left amicably.
Yeah,
He gave them prior notice, and they even did the best of Shroud video, stuff like that.
Did, but we're only assuming that Ninja is now streaming on these different platforms to leverage some sort of deal, because somebody as popular as Ninja could instantly go to any one of these platforms and go, let's say D Live, right? We all love D Live. I'm gonna exclusively sign to D Live. I want you to give me every single benefit. And then he's gonna then go to Twitch and say, I want you to put me on the front page. I want you to give my partnership back. I want X, Y, and Z, and they'll do it instantly because of who he is. My mum knows who Ninja is.
yeah.
And it sickens me, but at the same time, I'm proud.
The mainstream pool he has is crazy. More so than I would say any other Twitch streamer or any other streamer. You know, he might not always have the largest numbers, but in the mainstream, I mean, everyone knows who he is, right? Like, or no, not everyone. Obviously, that's a wide statement, but like compared to like a Tim the Tap Man, who I mean, I see regularly with 40, 50,000 viewers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the local staff down at the Tesco probably know Ninja more so than they know like Tim the Tap Man or Shroud. So it is interesting. But we saw obviously Ninja. I know he did his YouTube stream, he did his Twitch stream, and then when he had the Ninja battles, which I'm not up on that. I think that's just like a Fortnite tournament with the Ninja branding, right?
I think so.
He was co-streaming both on YouTube and Twitch. And I saw his YouTube had something like 11K viewers, but the Twitch side was much, much more. So maybe that, even though it wasn't technically a Ninja stream, it was on his channels. Maybe that was him kind of trying to, again, test the water, see where most of his audience is, and kind of go from there. The other big return that we had was the doc has reappeared on YouTube and has seen some incredible numbers over on his YouTube channel as well.
Consistent.
So far, yeah.
It's crazy to think that like he was cancelled and then he's doing so much better on a different platform.
I think
It's insane.
Yeah, we still don't obviously know what happened with him, and you know,
I don't
technically we
think
never.
that-
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, Onic. I don't think that would happen for just anybody. Even like Shroud and Ninja, they'll get like impressive turnouts if they were on YouTube, like Ninja did. But the reason Docs was so big is because he's already built a base on YouTube. Like he started there.
Yeah,
And I think that they were just happy to see him back. It's the same way when Shroud came back to Twitch. All his followers who stuck on Twitch were element to see him come back. You get into his stream still to this day, and it's just all comments. I'm so glad you're back.
Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting. I've said it before, and I think the Doc's like kind of a master of controversy. We've seen it with multiple different things. He can take this controversial thing that happened and somehow turn it into this grand return to streaming. You know, it has happened multiple times when he got banned for the incident that happened at like PAX or TwitchCon or E3, something like that. He disappeared for a while, and when he came back, he had huge numbers because it's like he does this thing where when something happens and he gets banned, he basically has like a short statement and then he's just gone from the internet for a while. But then he starts to gradually build that hype again, same as he did this time. He put out a couple little teasers for songs, you know, and he built that hype, and then huge return. He's done it several times now. You know, he's not the type of person that's going to be on Twitter every day going, "Oh, unban me, please," and blah, 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 blah. He knows that doesn't work, and he knows that what he's done in the past has always led to these huge record-breaking kind of streams when he comes back. So he's just repeating the same steps every time.
He's a huge businessman, and fuck me, it works. So the amount of success that he had with these other controversies. So for people that don't know, he had a scandal where he cheated on his wife, came back, had record numbers. He then got banned, like Condi says, from TwitchCon. The incident where he was in a bathroom stall and his cameraman filled him in there. Came back, had even better numbers. Then Twitch bans him, he moves platform, and he gets even better numbers. It's like it's big brain plays by him on dealing with it correctly. You know, not like you say, not going on Twitter and being like, fuck Twitch. Like, these guys ban me for no reason. He just keeps his mouth shut and goes, what's my options? And then
It's sort of worked in his favour in a wee bit as well, because literally a week or two I was sitting watching him stream prior to that, and he was saying about how he was feeling burnout for the games and he was going to take a break. And then that happened, and I was like, that's a bit funny how that turned out that way. Like, because I was expecting him to take a break for a month or two.
Yeah.
And then all that happened. I know it's negative in the sense of like he's lost a big deal that's worth millions, but did he know it
has
was
he
coming?
though? We don't know,
I know.
if it's a Shroud and Ninja kind of situation where he got bought out. They said, you know what, fuck you, we're gonna kick you off the platform. Here's the rest of your money. Just
we have
stop
no idea.
speaking to us.
Twitch understand though. Like, I think that's how they're happily having them back, because they know they're young boys. They know that they're just chasing the money. Like, they in their understanding, they're a business, and they'll be like, if I was in that situation, like the person personally at the top, you're offered like whatever they got, 10 to 30 million for a few months' work.
Yeah. And Twitch denying them coming back is just denying themselves a bunch of revenue. You know?
Yep.
They want the big names on the platform. As long as they're brand friendly, which I think Shroud and Ninja both fall into that category, you know, they would be stupid to hold a grudge. They're only shooting themselves in the foot, you know? I think the dog
just
thing...
to kind of,
Sorry, go on.
yeah, just to kind of highlight what Undying Light said, like the doc may know what he's done. Just to kind of reiterate what Nadeshot said, there is, in my mind, that I am speaking on behalf of myself and not the Zero Strategy podcast. I think he knows what he's done, or he at least knows 10%, like the very specific reason, maybe not the details, but he knows what he's done wrong. And Twitch have gone through this long-standing, they don't tell the public on why a certain individual has been banned. There's been multiple instances of this, and then the streamer themselves will then go to social media and say, I was banned for X, Y, and Z. You know, we don't know the very specific reason on why Twitch, like the time and date on what happened, the details, all that kind of shit. So if Twitch are then going to break that silence and come and say, this is why Doc was banned, they're going to set a precedent for themselves and they're gonna have to reiterate it for the rest of the platform's lifespan. Them choosing to stay silent works in their favor, but it also works in Doc's favor because no one actually knows what he did. He could have done anything unspeakable, anything. I'm not even going to speculate what he did. He could have done the worst.
It would have come out by now, though.
It would have.
It's a contract thing. That's the only way this stays quiet, because the only people that know about it are lawyers and legal teams, because he's violated
Under
something in the
NDAs.
contract. If he had done something, if he'd committed a crime, it would be out there by now. I'm positive.
Yep, I agree.
You know?
Totally agree. Totally
See,
agree.
The thing is, though, is like, is it just a contract thing when you think about it? Because for them to let him go, look how he's a moneymaker for them.
Yeah.
Like,
if
he's
you-
arguably the best content creator there is in terms of streaming. Like, nobody puts. Look at the stuff he done with Undertaker and all that. Like, what the hell?
Well, you just hit the nail on the head. He is a moneymaker, right? So if you think of the aspect of, I've got this golden chalice, which is why Doc was banned. Who the fuck can I sell it to? Everyone. Everyone will pay you money. If you know the very specific reason and you can prove why Doc was banned, why wouldn't you sell it? So, like Conde says, someone's under NDA. Every single person that knows about it have been told either shut the fuck up or we're gonna bury you. That's the only thing that I can think of.
Yeah. I'm starting to think we'll never find out. Especially now he's back on YouTube. We're just never going to find out.
I think unless he himself says something, it's gonna stay quiet for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
It's never gonna come out. You know, it's gonna be one of those things where we're gonna go, oh, remember Doc got banned from Twitch? Did we ever find out? Like, we're gonna be sitting like 60-year-olds sipping scotch on the porch. We're not gonna fucking know, and it's gonna piss me off for the rest of the time.
You and everyone else, yeah, feel the same way.
See, that was the thing that came up when you were on the podcast the other day, Conde.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sorry, I just read that.
Fucking Jeff Bezos' wife, yeah, I seen that from the blog as well, and I almost burst out laughing.
You touched on it the other day about, and I said about Twitch being like, they just stay out of everything. They say stum, they don't say nothing in terms of anything, because it's like they're scared to hurt the whole Amazon image.
I would agree with that, but in the same token, if I said, do you know who Twitch is? Could you tell me a name? Could you tell me a group of people who Twitch is?
No.
What about
You
YouTube?
just automatically think Amazon, don't you?
You do. Well, you think a business. You think like a business. So for somebody to then put out a statement against Doc, you then put a personality to a business, and they associate that statement as being everything else. The things on like Twitter and Facebook, like, you know, the small like updates on, oh, Shroud's back, hey daddy, like, and then they put like a video on it.
Yeah.
Like, it's very impersonal. But you see, as soon as you go into the depths and detail of something like that, I think you put in like a personality to a business, and then that sets a precedent for everything after that. And it's a very dangerous thing to do. So you said the exact right thing, CK. I think them staying out of it basically gives them like anonymity to just say, we don't know. You know, it's not our business. He was banned. Move on.
Yeah.
Amazon's too big a company to risk. Do you know what I mean? Like, they don't want any negative image for Amazon, so they're like,
Anymore.
we just keep it clear.
I mean, let's be honest. Do you think Jeff Bezos actually knows about Twitch? I understand that he get that he's getting money from it, but do you think he really knows what's going on? Like, it's just.
Oh yeah, dude, he's in my chat all the time. All the time, constantly. Old Bezos.
Old Bezos, is that he's using him?
You think he'd be kind enough to like slip you a wee gift sub here and there?
He slips him something with that smile on his face. Look at him.
No, you make a good point. It's interesting. Obviously, we could sit and talk about the doc and all that all day long. I think what's interesting for me is that he's kind of proving that YouTube is a really viable streaming platform, which a lot of people have said for a long time. YouTube has the audience, it has the eyes. It's just in my opinion, the UI isn't great. And it's not really optimized for live. It's optimized for video on demand content. And if YouTube sorted that out, they could be a real player. I mean, someone said on the other podcast I was on the other day, Mixer were absolutely genius at marketing. And the reason they were so good at marketing is because everybody was talking about Mixer versus Twitch, right? When in reality, based on the actual numbers, it's always been YouTube versus Twitch, you know? But people knew about Mixer, even though they had a significantly smaller market share for a long time. YouTube, I mean, we saw Ninja and Shroud go to Mixer and have, like, for the first couple of days, good numbers, and then a serious drop off. So far, the return to Twitch, the numbers have been much larger, and even on YouTube now with the doc. I mean, so yesterday or a couple of days ago, the doc did a co-stream with PewDiePie as well, biggest creator on YouTube. And I mean, at one point I was looking at both their streams and Doc had more viewers, which is insane. I mean, PewDiePie's got 106 million subs and Doc had more live viewers, but they were both over 100,000, like crazy numbers. And it's really showing that YouTube could compete. They 100% could. And having someone like the Doc, if I was YouTube, I would be getting in and talking to him and getting his advice. He's been a streamer for a long time. What do we need to do to make this a platform that's going to really thrive as live content? They need to be sitting down with the Doc and having those conversations. In my opinion.
I would agree with that. Totally.
In my opinion, YouTube could be a bigger platform. YouTube could
100%.
be easily, if they've just not got the tools and they'll not want to, like, because the UI, I don't know if you've tried to stream on YouTube, but like the UI is like complicated. It's not exactly easy.
You have, right? You've streamed on YouTube, CK, right? Yeah.
I've tried.
Yeah.
If you kind of pick apart what you just said, you said they don't have the tools and they don't have the resources. I think they do. I just don't think they want to push the button on a template, a new template of like a Twitch-esque UI system that's gonna fail. They've got a shitty version of it just now, and I agree with you. If they bring the doc in and say, here's our UI, what would you do to it? How would you change it? And imagine if it was better than Twitch. Can you imagine so many people going, shit, YouTube's kind of popping off right now? And then,
definitely,
it goes from, obviously, Mixer's long gone now, but when it was like Twitch versus Mixer, it's really just Twitch right now. No one's saying it's Twitch versus YouTube or Twitch versus Facebook Gaming. But if they change that UI, I think that conversation comes back very quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, look at like you say, look at the doc. He's doing record numbers. God knows how many. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's members. It's
members,
isn't
like
it?
subs
It isn't
on
subs.
YouTube. Yeah.
I have no idea how many members he's got. He could have had even more than what he had on Twitch, and God knows like what it's going to be like in a couple of months when every one of these subscribers on YouTube actually realizes, shit, he's live. Like,
yeah,
let's go and check out your stream, because I don't know if you've noticed, like I follow like Valkyrie and Courage and the Doc. I never know when they're live. You know, it only happens when I go onto it that I see, oh shit, Doc's live. Let's click on him.
Well, that's what I was.
Fix that.
That's what I was gonna say. Is that it's often not obvious, but I don't know if they've changed something. But the last couple of days, every time I open up YouTube, it's kind of right there, live Doc or PewDiePie or whatever. And I don't. Maybe I just don't sub to a lot of people that stream on YouTube, but I've been seeing it more.
I agree with that. I've been seeing it more. I do see like almost very similar to Twitch, where it says like follow channels and it's got the list down the side. You can actually see the doc right up the very top of your subs list, and he's live.
Yeah.
And it's also popping up in my recommended feed as well, like his thumbnail that he's live and that you can click on him. So they're doing something. They've changed something, because it's in my face all the time, and I like it.
It's aimed towards these people who are already big and well established, and it suits them. But here's the thing I don't know if you know is that, see, if you ever decide to stream on YouTube, your best to make a whole new account for it if you're already a content creator on there. Because I heard this don't know if you know who Drifter is.
Nah, I'm not sure.
I recognize the name, but I couldn't.
He's a big, well-known Call of Duty YouTuber who he was one of the first who done the whole stats of the guns, the breakdowns. He's
Right.
been there since early days of YouTube. Well, he was on Mixer, and he had a deal with Mixer and stuff. But at the time, something happened where he had said something in a video about Facebook, and Facebook blacklisted him. He'd said something as well about Twitch, and Twitch sort of blacklisted him.
Right.
So when that Mixer went sideways, like Facebook, he was meant to get the automatic thing to go to Facebook, but then it was complicated because he was blacklisted for that, apparently.
Right. Okay.
Fuck.
Automatically, he's well established on YouTube, so his first thought is, I'll stream on YouTube. But what he explained that I never knew is that if you stream on YouTube and you're already making videos, it messes with the algorithm for your videos.
I have heard that. Yeah.
So he went and messaged. He made a whole video about it, explaining the whole situation. He doesn't know what to do. But then
What's his
eventually,
name?
I think
Drifter.
Drifter. I think
That's it.
he said that he had contacted Twitch, and he actually wrote an apology letter to Twitch and asked if he could like get another shot at trying it. And I think he is back on Twitch for streams.
I think Twitch has forgiven a lot of people that were previously banned to bring them over because it gives them that good guy appearance as well.
There was a lot of people that left Twitch because they got banned.
Yeah.
And now they've got nowhere else to go, so...
I don't think it was... He explained it, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but he's got a video explaining it, and I don't think it was, like, a huge thing why Twitch didn't want him. But he did apologise. He says that he'd apologised and asked if they could work something out, and I think he did. I think he said that he got something sorted with Twitch.
Well, I mean, I would be interested in what you were saying with having, you know, just the one channel and uploading videos and also streaming on it. I would be interested to see what Doc's video numbers are looking like since he started streaming on there. If there's a direct correlation.
Had to look better.
Well, right now there's a lot of hype.
Better.
It might die down. It might make a...
There's also,
you know,
the crossover for PewDiePie as well.
Yeah.
Because you've got to think that that's going to buff something, because a high percentage of PewDiePie's fans probably hated Doc until this happened. Look at Kibbles, for example. Kibbles doesn't like the Doc. He openly says that he doesn't like him, doesn't like the character and all that, but he's a huge PewDiePie guy.
Yeah.
And it's probably their whole beef, which they used in their favour when they did that stream.
Yeah.
As soon as they get into a chat together, they were talking fight talk.
Yeah.
Between each other, jokingly, obviously.
It's new audiences for both of them. Yeah.
And that's the way that's got to be the way they've looked at it. It's only going to benefit both of us.
Looking at the Doc's channel, he's sitting around about 400k views. You know, there's a couple of videos that popped off, but it's kind of, I would say, around about 400k views. And the last 3 videos that he's uploaded, they've hit well over 1 million.
Yeah. That's
obviously
after
he streamed
a lot of hype and everything. I would be interested to see in the breakdown, because I've heard what CK was saying about, you know, it messes with the channel. I've heard that before, which is a real shame, because you would think for most of these big guys like, you know, Tim or Nick Merckx or, you know, all these other guys, you know, they have their streaming platform, but then a lot of them have got like editors and they're uploading daily, right? And it's huge for them. Both sides are, you know, obviously very important. You would think having it all in one place would just be, because then the click-through rate doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many people that watch your stream click on your YouTube channel. I mean, I shill out from my own YouTube all the time, and the actual percentage of people that will follow my Twitch and then also come and sub to my YouTube is very low, because people don't want to have to click through and all these things. If you're already on the platform, you would think that that rate of click-through has got to be higher. So if they can solve that problem, that is a huge bonus to being on YouTube. Everything's in one place, which is the argument I used to hear about Facebook. I used to hear, well, Facebook's like having my stream and my social media platform like Twitter all in the one place. I can post questions and thoughts. Now, I don't personally want to interact with any of that sort of stuff. I've seen other, like True Vanguard went over there, and I see him constantly posting, questions for his community and all that. And he said, well, it's all in the one place, and that's why I like it. But I really think YouTube has that. Here's a thought for you, and something I want to kind of get your ideas on. When Ninja originally moved to Mixer, and he signed this big deal with Mixer, it was kind of a groundbreaking thing in the live streaming community, right? Having a streamer be recognized as that sort of talent that we want to recruit and lock down with a contract. Clearly, you could already see the ripple effect of that. We had, Shroud went over. We had Courage signed to YouTube. I believe Valkyrie also signed a YouTube deal, right? Other platforms are starting to come in. We know Facebook started taking people. We know that Twitch were forced to sign, to lock down some of their top creators with these contracts. And I think universally, people agree that that's a good thing, right? It's a good thing to lock down your creators and give them that extra level of security, right? But arguably, you could say that this whole thing has gone badly. 2 major streamers signed to a platform that then shut down months later. The Doc signed to Twitch. We still don't know what the fuck happened there, but that whole contract got dissolved or broken or whatever. Do we think that signing creators to short, long-term deals on platforms is going to be something that continues? Now that Mixer's gone and the competition is between YouTube and Twitch, do you think they'll just stop doing that? Or do we think that we're still going to see that happening?
I think it's... Say that again, CK?
I think they'll be made of that, to be honest. You just got to see it constantly, like consistently, but slowly. They'll be, like, look at the Logic thing. That's a new thing where they'll just start to hire. It was all gaming before that, and now he's been hired mainly for a bit of gaming, but for the music stuff as well. His contract stipulates that he said that he's going to make. I think his contract says 1 stream per week to do with music.
Right.
Could be wrong, but I'm sure it is.
That's true. I hadn't thought of the Logic thing. Yeah.
I think it'll continue as long as there's competition in the market. If YouTube and Facebook don't step up to the plate, Twitch are just gonna be like, where else are you gonna go? You gonna go to Facebook? Fuck
Caffeine. D-Live.
So
yeah.
Mixer was an amazing thing to breed competition in the market. The fact that Shroud and Ninja just went, you know what, fuck it, we're done, we're going. And obviously, like you say, they pulled off the biggest heist known to man. It's like, what, X amount of million in like less than a year, and it's crazy to think.
9 months was a long.
Yeah, I think was Ninja not August to June or August until July or something?
Something like that.
You're probably right, CK.
One done 9 months, one done 6. Ninja was the longest one.
My boomer brain had a segue on what I wanted to talk about, but it's gone out my brain.
Sorry.
No, it's not your fault. Trust me, it's my fucking brain. And I think we will only see this happening if there's competition in the market. And just to kind of bring back to your original point, do we think it's a good thing or a bad thing? It's a bad thing that Mixer went down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they forked out so many millions of dollars on specific content creators only to fail. And I think in the media's eye and in the very subjective public view that they have on streaming, fucking what, Mixer failed, they lost a shitload of money, who cares? But like in our circle, we know that when they lock down these creators, it means that it's a permanent thing. You know, they're investing a lot of, let's assume that it's not even money, it's just contracts. They are locking content creators down because they see that viable for their business, which means longevity for everybody. And in my opinion, that can only be a good thing. I tend to stay away from the monetary value of it because I understand it, but I just don't think that it's a huge deal. I think money's only a big thing to them, whereas the actual contracts affects all of us.
Yeah.
So like when the dog got banned, everyone's focusing on like, oh, like he must have lost all this money, or no, like they've bought him out, and it's like, but what does the actual him getting banned mean for the rest of us? That's the only thing that I tend to think about. And if they keep signing people, it's only gonna bring more legitimacy to the rest of us. You know, like we talked about this on a previous podcast, trying to speak to somebody who doesn't know what streaming is and trying to explain it in the right manner so that they don't laugh at you. You
Yeah.
know, they don't go, you play video games for other people. Like, what the fuck? Like that seems to be the mentality unless you approach it correctly. And the more contracts and the more big names that they bring, I feel like we don't have to have that conversation anymore because it becomes more mainstream. It becomes more in the media's eye, and people actually understand what the fuck streaming is. I think once you can secure streamer as a job title on your returns, that's when we've fucking hit the mark. Until that
Yeah.
time, I think we're just gonna have to keep fighting for it.
Agreed. Unless we've got anything else to go on that, I mean, we had a couple other topics, but I kind of want to just jump into a couple of questions from the chat, if that's cool with you guys.
Yep.
Let's do it.
Yeah, hell yeah. All right, so first topic we got here was what are our feelings on riding the wave and playing the sort of meta game on Twitch to cater to viewers, or playing what you're most excited about and what you want to play. So kind of coming down to a bit of game choice and how we feel about kind of playing the popular, like the new hotness on Twitch. Anyone got any thoughts on it?
For me, I think you playing a brand new game day one, you're gonna complete it. It puts a lot of pressure on you, and for me, I'm just like, I'll play it when I get to it. I'm gonna play the games that I know that I'm semi good at, and ones that I can actually have fun and interact with the chat. You see people playing like meta games and burning the shit out of them. And
Yeah.
it's a huge downfall if you're known for one game. Because let's say you go to a store that sells bananas, right? And then you go to that store and it's not selling bananas. It's now selling like apples. And you're like, bitch, I came here for bananas. What do you mean you don't have bananas? It's that like primordial mentality where they're like, shit, you're not playing Call of Duty. Play Call of Duty. This game's
Yeah.
trash, and
This game made you.
yeah. I love that meme. And it's that man.
It's different. It's different for us now, but innit? Like for people like us, it's
You mean old
we're
people?
no, the smaller fish in the pond. It's we're playing it for the enjoyment and for the entertainment and the interaction with your chat.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. For these other guys, it's just all about the money and the
Mhm.
revenue. So it's different for us because we need that thing to entertain us, and like nobody in your chat wants to sit and watch you play. So people say, "Oh, going to play this, going to play that." They want to. They're not going to be entertained if you're playing something and you're sitting with your face tripping you because you're not enjoying it.
Yeah.
So I've never played a game just because it's popularity.
Which I totally agree with. Somebody, I can't remember who it was. I was having a conversation with somebody, and they said to me, "Are you just playing a game, or are you creating content?" And that really resonated with me because I'm like, I don't fucking know. Sometimes I'm playing a game. I barely speak. I'm really focusing on the game, and really I'm just playing a game. But that is content to a certain degree. It's not. There's no voice. There's no webcam, and it's just the gameplay. And it kind of sparked in my brain that like it doesn't matter what game you're actually playing. If you're creating up to date, current, and fun, entertaining content, it doesn't matter. People play retro games all the time. I went down a rabbit hole of looking at people playing Donkey Kong on N64 this morning, and I laughed so goddamn hard. It goes to show that it doesn't matter what game you play, but if it's fun to watch, people will watch it.
Donkey
So
Kong was the shit.
It was the fucking tits. Honestly, I lost so many summers playing those games.
The Super Nintendo one, was it Donkey Kong Country? The first
Mm-hmm.
one with the wee monkey, Diddy or whatever. Like
Diddy Kong.
that was groundbreaking. That game, I remember
Mm-hmm.
that. I'm like, holy shit! I didn't know a game could look like this.
So I'm gonna blow everyone's minds in chat, right? And you might already know this, and I apologize if you do. You know how you used to blow in the cartridges?
yes,
Oh yeah,
Do you know there's a reason why you shouldn't do that?
I've heard.
Because it makes the metal components of the cartridge rust.
Yeah, but
Aye, if
explain
you're
to me how it
surviving
works,
through it.
Cyber. Explain to me why it didn't work, and then I blew on it and I put it back in and it works.
Exactly. I was like the big bad wolf trying to blow some fucking piggies' houses down because I wanted this game to work and it was fucking gonna work, and it did work. But you know, it makes it rust, and then later on in life, you can't play the games that you really wanted to.
The funny thing is we were all aware we were doing it, but we didn't know at the time. But you're blowing into the cartridge as if that's going to help when the pins that matter are on the outside of the cartridge.
Yep.
So here's my 2 cents on the playing the meta game on Twitch, right? First of all, the meta on Twitch is just chatting. That is the meta on Twitch right now. Most popular category pretty much all the time, right? But there's a fine balance to be had. As has been said, if you're playing something that makes you miserable, that you're bored of, that you're not having a good time with, automatically you're not making good content. And if you are, you're not being genuine. You're not being I guess truthful. You're putting on an act. Maybe people fall for it and they think you're enjoying it, but like it's not genuine and people are going to see through that eventually. So that's fine. However, if you want to grow on the platform, if your goal is to have more viewers and grow your community and maybe one day make this a career, then that cannot be your only factor. Is, oh, I'm just playing this game because it's fun. If that was the case, I would be playing like PlayStation 2 games that I remember playing when I was a kid. I'd be playing like, you know, fucking VR stuff, which is awkward and a nightmare for me to stream because like that's what I would find the most fun a lot of the time. But you need to also try and strike that balance of what are people watching at the same time. Now, there's obviously, yeah, you could play Warzone. Warzone, the directory is going to be hugely saturated. There's going to be so many people. I'm still going to play it because it's fun, and I think that there's good content that comes out of that, and I enjoy it. But the way Twitch works, if you've got less viewers or further down, you're less and less likely to bring in new people. So then there's a few ways you combat that, right? You look at your schedule. What times can I be on where there's less streamers in that directory and I'm more discoverable? You know, who can I maybe look at co-streaming with that maybe gives a bit more exposure to both of us? There are ways around it, right? But, you know, if you are, you know, you have one viewer, you're brand new, and you're just spending 12 hours a day playing Call of Duty, and it never goes above 1 or 2, that's because you're buried, right? People can't find you. So you need to strike this balance. Equally, if you're playing a game that nobody else on Twitch is playing, people aren't going to find you, right? You're all alone in that category. People aren't going to find you there either, unless they're specifically looking for that game. And that's not going to be a lot of people, chances are. So it takes a little bit of research, okay? I, you know, have had experience of like, okay, I'll ride this wave a little bit when Valorant came out, particularly when drops were a big thing. I got a drop. I was playing it. My channel had a lot of success during that period because a lot of people were coming in. They wanted the code. They also just wanted to check out the game. I wasn't very intimidating with my skill level, so it wasn't like putting people off, right? You know? So for a long time, I was enjoying riding that wave of this. There's hype around this game, and some of it is coming over to me, particularly with the hours I was streaming. There wasn't an awful lot of competition, right? It was good for a while. That started to drop off once the hyper and Valorant kind of disappeared. And as much as I enjoyed that game, I know it doesn't do that well on my channels not as much now. So I'm not going to sit and play it as often. Then things like Fall Guys, right? Fall Guys is all the hype right now. That is one of those games that it's like, yeah, there's a lot of hype. And yeah, maybe you're slightly buried in that directory, but it's also fun as hell. So you can have a good time playing it and just enjoy yourself, which is another good balance. I'll tell you the best example for me recently is I just finished a playthrough of Last of Us Part 2, which is a relatively new game, right? There's still a bit of hype around it. You know, it's still just recently come out. But I waited a few weeks until people had kind of finished it, and then I jumped on and started playing it. And I started playing it quite early in the morning, which I don't normally stream. And what I was finding was maybe there was only 20 streamers in that directory, but my viewership numbers were a lot higher than most of my other streams because people still wanted to see people play that game. People that maybe just finished it want to jump in and see someone else's playthrough. And as it happens, with not that many viewers, I can be right near the top of that directory. So Last of Us 2 was quote unquote perfect for that because it was a relevant game, but it's not the sort of game that's like a multiplayer that you can play over and over and over and over again. The big guys finished the game, moved on. So the directory is now wide open. And guess what? There's still viewers there. There's still people that want to see that content. So that worked out perfectly. Obviously, again, as I said, it's not a multiplayer game. Now I've finished that game, I'm not going to go back and replay it just to try and like get viewers, right? Like, you know, I don't want to do that, so I'm not going to do it. But that was kind of my appeal of it. It's a big first party game for Sony. It's got a lot of viewers, a lot of people playing it. Wait a couple of weeks till the directory just quietens down a bit, because single player games, it will quiet down generally quicker. And then you can jump in there and you can be further up the directory, and if it's still a relevant game, you can be getting viewers. So there's a balance to be struck, if that makes sense what I'm saying. And yes, obviously play what's fun. If your goal is just to jump on stream and have fun and just literally, I just want to stream for something to do, and maybe we have some people in chat, great, do whatever you want, have fun. It is all, everything's open to you. If your goal is growth, and believe me, like if your goal is to grow your channel and build a community, no matter how much fun you're having in a game, it's gonna bum you out to see your chat not your stream not growing. So you have to find that magic space in the middle. And sometimes it's going to work, sometimes it won't. But there's other things. You can play games differently. You can try and find different time schedules that maybe fit better. Experiment with it and do some research. A big thing that a lot of people say is look at Steam, see what games are most popular, and then see what the directory on Twitch looks like. If there's a game that's super popular on Steam, but it's not that popular on Twitch, that might just be perfect. You can jump in. If you enjoy the game, right? There's obviously a lot of people playing it, but not an awful lot of people streaming it. You know, look at things like that. But I don't think there's anything wrong with playing the popular game for a while if it's helping you get viewership, as long as you're not completely miserable. You know, if FIFA was the most popular game on Twitch, I would not be streaming it because I don't like sports games generally, right? So you have to know what's genuine to yourself and your content.
So does that mean that we're not going to get a permadeath playthrough of Last of Us 2?
Maybe. I'll never finish it. There's not a chance, CK. I died so many times. There's not a chance. But I'll maybe give it a try. We'll see how far we get. Yeah, any other thoughts on that? No? Do we want to do one more topic? Because I think Vintage did have one more topic.
Sure.
Yep.
And then we'll probably have to wrap up after that. We need to keep it fairly quick today, guys, so I do apologize for that. Let me find it. Okay, our thoughts on newer streamers immediately coming in and pushing for affiliate. So I guess more to kind of go on that, which you said, you know, how do we feel about I decided to start streaming to make a quick buck. So people that view streaming as a money-making machine. Oh, well, Ninja makes 30 million on Mixer. I'll just start streaming. That's easy. I could do that. What's our thoughts?
They don't last. This is why places like Gumtree, eBay, Craigslist, or like Boulevard of Broken Dreams, Elgato's and Logitech cameras, Yeti mics. They just, you'd be amazed, see through my time of helping people reach affiliate and stuff, the amount of people I helped get to affiliate. And as soon as they hit it, they never stream.
Yeah.
They're gone. They just vanish. It's like they've got all these great expectations in their head of what's going to happen once they hit affiliate. Then they get there and they realise they've artificially got these people who helped them, like followed them just to help them get the numbers up. and they expect that as soon as they hit that, all these people are suddenly going to want to sub to them. And as soon as it doesn't happen, they're like, right, I'm out of here. This isn't for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
I
the way
think
it is.
one of the good things about our kind of group is we all started streaming because we wanted to meet people. You know, like, or we had people that were streaming at the same time, and we thought it looked fun, and we wanted to do it as well. I think the mentality around streaming current day is I can make a shitload of money out of this. I'm gonna buy all the best equipment, and we're gonna make it big, and then it doesn't happen, and then people drop off. I think people who actually hit affiliate naturally, like CK says, they tend to stick around, and then they'll grow in popularity. But the people just coming here, like pushing for affiliate and pushing for partner, and then they just drop off. So
Mm.
it's nice to meet those people, but ultimately, if they're in it for the wrong reasons, it's not really your problem. You know, like, enjoy the time that you've got with them, and then if they want to drop off, they drop off.
Yeah.
It's like follow for follow shit. It's like people like us know that it doesn't work because you have to build that community up. If they don't know that, and they want to self promote in other people's channels, let them do it. You know, if it doesn't affect you, I would just stay out of it.
Agreed.
I don't
That's
I don't know your past cyber, like, but for Condi's, the way Condi did it is the way everybody should do it. Like he grinded for years, way just the basics, like through PlayStation, because it was
mm-hmm.
that was the sudden where everybody's like, oh shit, I can stream. I don't
Yeah.
need to go and buy PC equipment. I can do it right through the PlayStation.
I have this button on my PlayStation that just does it. Just hit this button and I'm live.
And that's try not to laugh here at Grog. That's where that's the way everybody should do it. Don't go out fucking money. All these people think, oh, I need the best of gear. I'll spend this. I'll buy that. I'm guilty of it myself. Like, I see something that's the nice new tech, they'll get a mic, and I want to get it, but I know that I'm here for the long run. I'm streaming for the right reasons.
Yeah.
And that's how these people spend a fortune, and then they make barely any money back on it when they decide, nah, it's not for me.
To give you kind of like a quick recap, the reason why I started streaming was I was in a very dark place and I wanted to meet people to game with. So that's the kind of the way that I got through it. I was a huge nerd. I was overweight, and I sat in front of my computer all fucking day. So I
Wow, I
had
feel
the
personally
equipment.
attacked right now. You just
I
described
was
me.
describing.
At least you managed to change, Cyber.
I'm not going anywhere near that. And because I had all the equipment anyway, I thought, fuck it, I'm just gonna start streaming, and met a whole bunch of decent people. I've been on Twitch for what, 3 years now?
I've known you
I
for
would say.
years. Yeah, I met you on Twitch
Like,
years ago.
I've got a 33-month badge in Condi's chat, and I was around 6 months or so before I had met him. So I've been here for like a decent amount of time before I left to go to Mixer, and then I came back because I missed everybody, and not because I thought that it was gonna
Wait,
close down
You made the
eventually.
right call there anyway. Yeah.
So yous initially met through Twitch?
Yeah, Cyber was on Twitch when we first met. And then he moved
So
to
I
Mixer.
I randomly stumbled upon his stream, started chatting to him. I think maybe after a week or so, I subbed to him, and then we just built the friendship up from there.
That's how I met yous as well. So
Mhm.
can we like agree on the fact that Twitch is like better than Plenty of Fish or Tinder?
That
Depends who you are, but I would agree.
depends what your end goal is, I suppose.
Yeah. If your end goal is for the end hole, I would say no.
So
but if you're looking for a friend, 100%.
yeah, but yeah, I mean, you've been on Twitch a long time, same as myself. I mean,
Yeah,
when
I
I
was-
don't know about you, but when I started affiliate, it wasn't even a thing.
I was the exact same. I was in the first wave of affiliates.
Yeah,
I shouldn't have been. My numbers were like, I had maybe like 5 or 6 people watching. I was very low. I didn't even think I deserved the whole affiliate thing. I was here back when Justin TV was a thing,
Mm.
and I hand on my heart, I thought it was a joke. Like I thought there was no point in watching these people because I can physically play the games myself. And then when you watch it a little bit, you start to laugh. You start to get engrossed in the community and the actual streamer, and then that's how it takes off. That's how it took off for me. It's almost like I thought I was just going to be watching a YouTube video with someone talking over it,
Hmm.
but then when I actually experienced it, completely changed my mind. I was like, I remember watching. I don't know why I've got Soldier Boy stuck in my head. Soda Poppin', that's the one.
There you
Fucking blew
go.
my brain, honestly. I remember watching Soda Poppin', playing World of Warcraft, and it was nuts. And just the nostalgia now of looking back and going, "Fuck me!" Like I watched that like
And he's
5 or 6
still
years
playing
ago.
WoW, and yeah.
Still playing WoW, still going strong.
See, I don't even know how I got started streaming. I think it was because I was completely addicted to Destiny 1. I wasn't even that big of a gamer before D1. Like, I would play games from time to time, but it was mostly like I would get the new PlayStation game, I'd play it, and then I'd move on. But Destiny
Exact
1,
same.
I was so hooked on it, and I thought, I want to get better. And I'd started watching some YouTube to get better at PvP because I wanted to learn. And a lot of them said, record your gameplay and then watch it back, and then that's how you'll get better. So I used to do that, and at the time, PlayStation could only do 15 minutes at a time. So I would record a few 15-minute blocks, and then I'd watch my gameplay back afterwards. And then someone said, well, hey, if you stream, it saves the whole VOD, so you don't have to constantly be recording. And I was like, oh, I'll just go live, stream the gameplay, and then watch it back. And then at some point, that just turned into, this is what I do now. And I remember when Affiliate came out, I had 2 average viewers. And I remember the stress of being, they said, here's the requirements. We're going to be announcing the first wave. And I remember watching and playing a game and looking and being like, oh, I only have 2 viewers. This is going to hurt my average. This sucks, and be worrying about it and worrying about it. And like, so crazy to think about now. Like, and yeah, I was first wave affiliate, but I was so against like monetizing the channel at all. Because I always kind of, when I started it and I thought, yeah, I really like this, and I would love to do it as a job one day in the future. And I wish I'd worked harder back then, years ago when I started, but like at the time I thought, well, I'd rather just keep it all free and just focus on building a community, and maybe one day we'll monetize down the line. Because at the time it was like, well, partnership. And that was before the partnership requirements. Now you used to have like 500 concurrent to be partnered, right? So I was like, that's never going to happen. It's miles away. I'll just play. And then when Affiliate came out, I was really conflicted because I didn't want to try and monetize with 3 average viewers, because I just felt like I'm just going to completely cut off all growth. But then I saw everyone else accepting the affiliate thing, and I thought, well, it's going to hold me back if I don't jump onto this as well. So I was like, okay, I'll do it. And at the time it was only bits. So I was like, well, and I got a couple of people donate bits to be nice, and I was like, oh, that's good. But like, I never pushed it. And I mean, I've only just added a donation button in the last year, because I just didn't want to monetize like at all. And it's crazy where we are now compared to 4 years ago. And obviously the affiliate program definitely attracted a lot of people, because they thought, well, hey, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I know some people take longer than others to hit affiliate, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not difficult to do. Okay. You can, if you really want to, you can, and I'm not saying you should do this. I want to make it very clear. I've seen people follow for follow till they hit their 50. And then I've seen, you could just get your mum and get your gran to open a tab for you, and you have a tab open or whatever. There's your 3 average viewers. And then you just have to stream a set amount of hours and you can hit affiliate, right? Now, I'm not saying you should do that, because really, what's the point? But, you can hit affiliate fairly quickly if you do it in the right way and you actually put a bit of time in. So it's not like this big, huge milestone. I mean, the jump between like affiliate to partner, as we all know, is considerably more, and it takes a long time. But people obviously see, well, I can monetize myself playing games. Like, yeah, I'm just going to do that. But sorry, Grog in chat is killing me here. But yeah, so you can do that, and I think it's clear, or it needs to be stated. As you mentioned, a lot of people will immediately go out and invest in the newest gaming PC and 6 consoles and all the monitors, to kind of quote XQC, right? These people will go overboard, and you really shouldn't do that. As mentioned, I streamed on my PS4 with just the PlayStation camera, and that was it for a very long time. You know, I think I was affiliate before I moved over to PC. I could be wrong on that, but like I'd been streaming for a long time before I jumped onto PC, and I gradually upgraded as I went, which I think is the right way to do it. The vast majority of people don't really care that much. As long as you've got decent sounding audio, your stream looks as good as it can, you're not like streaming in 160p or whatever, right? Like you do the bare minimum, which you can a lot of the time do with just a bit of elbow grease and just work. And a lot of people won't care, and you can grow that way. And then you gradually add to it. Here's the thing is that I have personally definitely spent more money than I've made on Twitch, right? Without a doubt. Because you have to, if you want to keep building on it and you keep wanting to improve your content and your quality, and maybe you want new alerts or new artwork or whatever. I'm not talented enough to do any of that shit myself, so I have to outsource that to people and spend that money and invest and get a new microphone and, you know, get a better chair so that my back doesn't give up by the time I hit 40, you know, and all this stuff, right? You have to put that investment in if you want to you know, to improve your quality and do these things. It's not just a magic go live and just print money. And I think still a lot of people don't understand that. I really do think that people are kind of, they have the wrong impression of it. It's hard work. If you want to do this properly, it is hard work. And, you know, you can't just stream 12 hours a day. You can't just, you if you actually want to grow, and you do. And I here's the thing. I also don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to monetize that content at some point and do it as a career. It's a goal of mine to one day be able to be full-time at this, right? There's nothing wrong with that at all. There's a fine line between where I want to treat my stream like a business, but I also want to have fun and have this relaxed atmosphere. I don't want to be sitting going, it's $5 chat, whatever, right? Like, I don't want to do that, but there's nothing wrong with treating it like a business and wanting to grow and turn it into a career. It's how you set your expectations and how you manage that expectation as you go on. And you have to understand that you need to work your ass off. You know, I at the moment, you know, I'm obviously working a job, which is varying hours, but a decent amount of hours each week. On top of that, I'm trying to do 4 or 5 streams. I'm trying to upload to YouTube. I'm trying to put clips out on social media. We've got the podcast, which we sit down and do. We try and, I say we plan it. We don't plan it, right? We just show up. But like, you know, that gets edited and uploaded, and there's a lot goes into it. And if you want to actually do this as a career and maybe make some money, maybe that's just a little bit of extra on top of your income to pay for your video games or whatever, there is a level of work that you have to do. And it's not as easy as just webcam on, play Call of Duty, done.
It used to be.
Well, that's the kicker.
So yeah. I think a lot of people come in and don't understand the journey. You know, people see the success of Ninja and it's like, do you know how long this guy has been around for? Do you know how much, like how many hours he's actually built this reputation up? Mm-hmm. You can't just walk into it anymore. If you go back and look at some of the old Justin TV, like even the early Twitch streams, and then you look at streams like today where they've got the HD cameras with the background blurred out, the audio quality is pitch perfect. You know, they've got lights, they've got LEDs here, they've got screens and screens, and then you go back and you had one screen. The audio sounded like you were in a Halo Xbox lobby, right? And everybody was shouting shit about your mother, right? And the camera was like 4 pixels and you could barely make out a fucking forehead, right? So when you look at the journey, it's like you can't just walk into it anymore. Everybody has got this amazing quality and you have to work for it. Everybody can eventually go out and buy a webcam and an amazing stream PC and like a whole bunch of monitors and a perfect background, but unless you set yourself apart from the rest of the people with the hard work and everything else that goes into building a brand, it's not gonna work. You're gonna fail, and it happens every single day on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and then look at Mixer.
Yeah. I'll tell you what though as well, there's something so satisfying and rewarding about investing your first paycheck from Twitch. I don't know if you guys remember what happened or what you
I
did,
do.
but like when I was streaming on console, I hit affiliate, and if you don't know, you don't get a payout from Twitch until you hit
$100.
yeah, you hit a limit of once you get past $100, it pays out. So if you make $100 every month, it pays out every month. If you only make $20, the next month you make 80, then you get the 100 payout, right? So it's gonna take you months to hit that first 100, unless you're very lucky or your community is extremely supportive, right? It's gonna take a while, but there is something so rewarding about getting that paycheck from Twitch, your first paycheck, and going, I'm gonna put this back into my stream. I'm gonna invest. I'm gonna pay for some artwork. I'm gonna maybe upgrade a microphone. I'm gonna get a better headset. Something like that. It is. I don't know. There's something that made me feel on a personal level so goddamn accomplished about like this feels like a more of a business now. I've taken an income that I've got from all this work I put in, and I'm investing it back in to improve moving forward. That is a damn good feeling, and I highly recommend anyone does that. If you're trying to grow, you take that Twitch money and invest it back into your stream if you can. Yep. Yeah, I highly recommend always.
Pretty sure mine's went into components to upgrade the PC.
Yeah.
At the time, I was streaming PlayStation, and that went towards being able to stream a game for the PC.
I went out and got shit-faced on my first Twitch stream.
Well, you celebrated, I guess. That works.
It was amazing. I still remember that night. It was really good. Thank you, Twitch.
Right. Well, on that note, I think we are time to wrap it up here. First of all, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone in the chat today. I appreciate the topics and everything like that. If we didn't get to your question or your topic, I know the chat was moving a little bit today. Please keep it, give it to us next week, or DM me so I can remember to write it down for next week. That would be much appreciated. Yeah. So to sign off here, Cyber, where can people find you on the internet, and what have you got going on that you want to plug?
You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, all the Cyber Project. I may or may not have changed my overlays again, and I don't want to be judged for it. I just want you to accept it and move on, okay?
I'm judging you.
I'm judging me, man. I need to stop doing this shit. I am streaming tonight, probably in around about an hour. Not entirely sure what I am doing. It's probably either going to be Tarkov or Call of Duty. I have recorded 6 YouTube videos that I am going to be pumping out over the next month, so I'm super excited about those. And yeah, I'm just excited to be back. The holiday was amazing, but I just want to get focused back into the content.
Hell yeah. Awesome. Well, we're glad to have you back. CK, first of all, big thank you for joining us. I know this was super last minute, but I've wanted to get you on just to chat about stuff for a little while. So we really appreciate you coming on, and it would have just been me and Cyber otherwise. So you kind of saved us a bit there. Where can everyone find you? And yeah, plug anything you want.
I appreciate you having me, and it's a shame that Grog couldn't join us, but I can be found at Twitch TV/7EdgeandCK. Twitter's the same, 7EdgeandCK. Plenty of Fish is hung and loaded. Joking, obviously.
That's why I couldn't get that username. I had to put a fucking backslash in them. Pissed off.
I've got a YouTube, but I'm not sure of how you link that, because it's no the 7EdgeandCK thing. It's like a number or something.
Yeah, the link. Yeah.
Twitch and Twitter, that's about it. That's all I really use.
Awesome. We'll make sure to go follow him. No, dude, thank you very much for jumping in. It's yeah, it was nice. It was good. And a full Scottish podcast was a good time as well.
It's an upgrade for Humps.
Undoubtedly.
Anything is.
Awesome. Yeah, and I'm Condyfly. You can find me Twitch, YouTube, TikTok. Twitter has an extra Y, but if you search Condyfly, you'll still find me. I've been streaming a bunch of different stuff. I did Apex this morning, and I had a blast. So I think more Apex, more Fall Guys.
Made me miss the game.
Yeah.
I really want to play Apex again.
Yeah, dude, that's how I've been feeling too. It was really, really fun. We need to play some Fall Guys some point, Cyber, as well, so I can show you how 100%.
Good I am. I'm gonna get so pissed at that game. I am gonna like scream if I don't get like
It makes me furious.
close.
Did I
can
tell you
imagine.
I played against a hacker in Fall Guys? A hacker!
I didn't even realize.
It's a
it was
children's
hackers.
game, and he was hacking. Anyway, right,
So-
beside the point.
Yeah, tell me later.
Yeah. Yes, thank you for anybody listening or watching the show. If you've been supporting us, checking us out on YouTube or on Spotify, we hugely appreciate it. If you've been watching in the live stream, thank you for coming out and hanging in the chat. It is great seeing the chat go every single week. You guys all talking amongst yourselves or giving tips and advice, and it's really, really helpful and awesome to see. If you did enjoy the show, you can find the entire previous back catalog on Spotify. Definitely worth checking that out. We are gonna go and find someone to raid, and if you don't want to stick around for that, please do. Other than that, we'll be back next week, hopefully with a more full cast. But I'm glad we got on today and had these conversations. I hope you got some value out of it. Yeah. Other than that, see you next week, guys. Later.
Bye.